What up, YouTube? T Movies here. Now, 2020 looks like it's going to have an interesting year for the company of Netflix. I think it was last night or Friday, they actually revealed their, film slate. So, today I'm going to do my top 10 anticipated Netflix original movies of 2020. Because there's some really interesting stuff, coming to that streaming platform this year. So, now, granted, lots of the movies could easily end up being a Netflix dumpster fire. That's always a possibility. But for the most part, I'm still really intrigued by these. So, anyway, with that being said, here's my 10 anticipated Netflix original movies of the year. Alright, coming in at number 10, I'm going to add the film We Can Be Heroes. It's directed by Robert Rodriguez, and it's about a young girl who is the daughter of a retired superhero, discovers that she has powers, and puts together a group of other young heroes to help stop an alien invasion. That there alone sounds awesome. I mean, an alien, like a superhero film, an alien invasion film, could be pretty intriguing. And it's also some interesting cast members in this too. You got Pedro Pascal, who's right now very popular because of The Mandalorian. He's in Wonder Woman 1984. So, nice to see Pedro Pascal getting the recognition he deserves, because I've always found him to be a really great actor. Just sadly, he's been very underrated, very misused in most of his stuff. Anyway, the other cast in this also includes Priyanka Chopra, Taylor Dooley, who of course was in Shockboy and Lava Girl, so nice to see her. Hopefully come back. Boyd Holbrook is in this, Christian Slater, Justice for Han himself, Sung Kang, Chris McDonald's in this, and some other younger actors are going to be in this too. I think this really sounds intriguing, sound like be entertaining. So sign me up. I mean, it is also Robert Rodriguez, and I really like Robert Rodriguez's work. You know, he shows that he can go from doing stuff like Machete, Desperado, From Dusk to Dawn, and doing like family friendly stuff like Spy Kids or Shorts or Sharkboy Lava Girl. So I think this is probably gonna be more family oriented. But anyway, we'll see. Alright, coming in at number 9, I'm gonna add Eurovision. Now, here's what Eurovision is about. When aspiring musicians, Lars and Sigrid, are given the opportunity to represent their country at the world's biggest song competition, they finally have a chance to prove that dream worth having is a dream worth fighting for. Now, this film is directed by David Dobkin, who also gave us Wedding Crashers, and Wedding Crashers, it's a comic classic. I mean, come on. And it stars the likes of Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams, Stan Stevens, Pierce Brosnan, Demi Lovato. Really cool cast members. And, you know, who doesn't love a good music competition-based film? You know, Will Ferrell also really needs a comeback now, because his last couple movies has not really fared well with critics or audiences. I mean, of course, Home to Watson, flopped and was horrible. Even though I liked The House, even though that movie still didn't do so well for him. So hopefully this will be a comeback for Will Ferrell. I mean, he's re-teaming with his Wedding Crashers director, so hopefully this will be something interesting. Alright, coming in at number 8, I'm going to go with Army of the Dead. Now, here's what this is about. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone and to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. So I guess you could say this is like Ocean's 11 meets The Walking Dead. That's why I'm really getting at this. And it's directed by Zack Snyder, who's no stranger for the zombie world. You know, he gave us he gave us that movie, Dawn of the Dead. Of course, in recent years, he's been known for doing the DC movies, like he did Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League. No Snyder Cut, people. I'm sorry. I don't think there's any such thing as a Snyder Cut, but that's a topic for another day. Anyway, maybe there'll be a Snyder Cut for Army of the Dead. Who knows? But hopefully, Army of the Dead will be a film to bring almost said Michael Bay. Anyway, I'm hoping Army of the Dead will I don't know, bring Zack Snyder back to film glory. Now, granted, I did like his DC films. You know, I really like Suicide Squad. I kind of got a kick out of Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, but lots of people really didn't. So hopefully this will make a lot of people really like Zack Snyder again. So, and not to mention this movie has Dave Bautista in it. So what more can you ask for there? All right. Coming in at number 7, I'm going to go with a film called The Last Thing He Wanted. Now, here's what it's about. A veteran DC journalist loses the dread of her own narrative when a guilt-propelled errand for her father durses her from byline to unwitting subject in the very story that she's trying to break. It's based on a book by Joan Didion, and it's directed by Mudbound director Dee Reese, and stars the likes of Anne Hathaway, Ben Affleck, speaking of DC, William Dafoe, Toby Jones, Eddie Gaffegi, Mel Rodriguez, Rosie Perez. This has a really cool cast here, right? And now, of course, Mudbound was a pretty decent film. I really thought Mudbound was decent. So, and she also gave us that really good movie Pariah a couple years back too. You guys haven't seen Pariah? That movie's really terrific. But The Last Thing He Wanted could easily be an Oscar contender. You know, it is premiering at Sundance later this month. So, and I really thought this movie was going to come out last year. I even had it in my top 10 anticipated movies of last year. But it's actually coming out this year instead. So, fingers crossed it's good. You know, I like Anne Hathaway. I like William Dafoe, Ben Affleck. So, could be pretty interesting to watch. Alright, coming in at number 6, I'm going to go with The Babysitter 2. Now, The Babysitter is one of the messed up movies to premiere on Netflix. You know, it's about this young kid named Ko who ends up having a babysitter at one point, and so he ends up. It's the babysitter B, played by Samara Weaving, ends up being a code, and so Ko is trying to trying to take down his babysitter and it's actually it's very gory, fun, entertaining, and so we're getting a sequel. And here's what the sequel is about. 2 years after defeating a Sanatic cult led by his babysitter B, Cole's trying to forget his past and focus on surviving high school. But when old enemies unexpectedly return, Cole will once again have to outsmart the forces of evil. Now, if you really want to look at The Babysitter, is really what a R-rated Home Alone would probably look like. That's really what you gotta take from it. It's like an R-rated Home Alone. But yeah, this sounds intriguing. I mean, one thing that's weird is some of the characters that. Spoiler for The Babysitter. I'm gonna spoil a little. All right, a couple of the characters that's returning for The Babysitter ended up dying in the first film. Like Robbie Amel's coming back, Bella Thorne's coming back. Samara Weaving is also coming back, but if you guys saw the first film, she technically didn't die, so yeah. But anyway, I think The Babysitter 2 could be really interesting. You know, you got Samara Weaving, who I kind of have a bit of a crush on. You know, she was really great in that movie, Ready or Not. And now, Babysitter 2 she has coming. She looks like Margot Robbie all the way. But yeah, I cannot wait for The Babysitter 2. And not to mention Big G's coming back to direct, so. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to put down Hubie's Halloween. Now, here's what this is about. Despite his devotion to his hometown of Salem and his Halloween celebration, Hubie Dubas is a figure of mockery for kids and adults alike. But this year, something is going bump in the night, and it's up to Hubie to save Halloween. It's directed by Steven Brill, who directed stuff like Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds, The Do-Over. And the cast also includes Adam Sandler, who's of course worked with Steven Brill a couple times. Steve Buscemi is in this. Maya Rudolph, Ray Liotta, Rob Schneider, Kevin James. You got Kean Thompson's in this. Kelly Berglund, Jesse co-stars Painless, and Karen Barrar. Sadly, I bet if Cameron Boyce was around, I could kind of see him appearing in this. Because you really got two of the cast of Jesse's in this. I think this is an indicator that if Cameron Boyce was around, he will definitely appear in this film. Anyway, the other cast also includes Tim Meadows, Lillimar, Amber Frank, George Wallace, Melissa Villanueva, China Ann McClain, Micah Chiklis, Noah Schnapp, Mikey Day. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's a pretty solid cast here. And it is another Adam Sandler film for Netflix because if you guys remember, don't know, he has a contract for Netflix to do lots of movies for Netflix and all. And now Sandler's getting lots of award buzz for his new movie Uncut Gems, but he's of course a really big comedy actor, so hopefully Hoopie's Halloween could be pretty interesting to watch because I'm popular to say I really like Adam Sandler's Netflix stuff. Murder Mystery was actually Netflix's most watched film of the whole year. I really quite liked that Do-Over film. The only one I did not really care for was that Western movie he did. That movie kind of really stuck. But I also quite like Standing Wexler, so I'm kind of down to check this one out. I mean, I like the cast, I like Sandler, so sign me up. Alright. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with the film Mank. Now, Mank follows screenwriter Herman J. Mankiewicz, who's trying to develop Orson Welles' iconic 1941 film Citizen Kane. So, it stars Gary Oldman as the role of Herman Mankiewicz, who, by the way, is the grandfather of Ben Mankiewicz, who does those TCM, looks like TCM stuff on those specials you see on TCM. So that's actually Ben Mankiewicz's grandfather. That's what it's based on. Anyway, you also have Lily Collins in this. Amanda Seyfried, Tom Cullen is playing Orson Welles. Pretty cool casting on that part. I think this literally sounds amazing. It's directed by David Fincher, who's come up one of the best in the film in the business. So sign me up with this one. This could easily be an Oscar contender. And let's be for real, Gary Oldman really needs an interesting comeback because since his Oscar winning when he wrote for Darkest Hour, his recent film roles has been questionable. So hopefully this could bring Gary Oldman back on top. Alright, coming in at number 3, I'm going to add Hillbilly Elegy. Now, Hillbilly Elegy is directed by another one of the best in the business, and that is Ron Howard. Now, here's what this is about. Based on the memoir by J.D. Vance, Hillbilly Elegy is a modern exploration of the American dream and 3 generations of Appalachian family as told by its youngest member, a Yale law student forced to return to his hometown. And it stars the likes of Amy Adams, Glenn Close, Freya Pinto, Sonny Mabry, Bo Hopkins, Haley Bennett, Gabriel Masso plays the role of J.D. Vance, and it's about his families and all. This sounds amazing. Ron Howard is of course one of the best in the business. I mean, come on, crazy how he goes from playing Opie to directing some really high profile stuff. He last did Solo. I mean, he's a really talented filmmaker, and Hillbilly Elegy seems really intriguing. And you got Amy Adams. Hopefully it'll be an Oscar win for Amy Adams because she is one of the best actors without an Oscar. Hell, she should have an Oscar. It's beyond me. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this one a watch. Yeah, this will probably premiere at some maybe film festivals. I could see this probably premiering at Cannes or maybe TIFF or whatever. So we'll see. All right. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to add The Prom. Now, The Prom is, of course, based on the Broadway show, and in it, it's about a troupe of hilariously self-obsessed theater stars swarm into a small conservative Indiana town in support of a high school girl who wants to take her girlfriend to prom. And it stars some really great cast members. You got Broadway star Andrew Rannells is in this. You got Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, Kerry Washington, James Corden, who really needs a hit after Cats. Yeah. Other folks in this, you got Keegan-Michael Key, Nico Greenham, Ariana DeBose, who, by the way, is playing Anita in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, so interesting year for her. The other cast also includes Logan Raleigh. I mean, this really sounds amazing. You know, I never really saw the Broadway musical, so I can't really comment on the Broadway musical itself. But hey, I actually heard the soundtrack of it, and it has a really good, solid music. It has an interesting storyline behind it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this one a watch. And Netflix doing musical movies could be interesting. Alright, coming in at number 1, I'm gonna go with The Devil All the Time. Now, this is a film that takes place in a rural southern Ohio and West Virginia, and it follows a cast of compelling and bizarre characters from the end of World War II to 1960s. Like, you got Bill Skarsgård, who plays Willard Russell, who's a tormented veteran of the carnage in the South Pacific, who can't save his beautiful wife, Shaw, played by Bennett. Then you also got Jason Clarke, who plays this character named Carl, and Raleigh Hill plays his wife named Sandy, who's this husband-wife team of serial killers who patrol American highways, searching for suitable models to photograph and exterminate. I must say. Boy, you got some interesting characters in this, and it has a great cast on this show. Like, here's who's supposed to be in this. The cast list includes the likes of Tom Holland, Sebastian Stan, Bill Skarsgård, Eliza Scanlon, Mia Wasikowska, Robert Pattinson, Raleigh Keough, Haley Bennett, and Jason Clarke. And it's directed by Antonio Campos, who also gave us After School and Christine. Really solid filmmaker right there. This sounds amazing. I mean, it is also based on a book. Probably could get some Oscar. It definitely probably gonna get some Oscar buzz surrounding it. It'll probably premiere at some of the film festivals. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Devil All the Time is amazing, because just from the synopsis alone, sounds intriguing. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, We Can Be Heroes. 9, Eurovision. 8, Army of the Dead. 7, The Last Thing He Wanted. 6, The Babysitter. 5, Hubie's Halloween. 4, Mank. 3, Hillbilly Elegy. 2, The Prom. And 1, The Devil All the Time. Now, there's some other Netflix movies that could be interesting as well. Let's see. There's The Old Guard with Charlize Theron. Uncorked. To All the Boys, Part 2. Rebecca. The Boy in the Band. All the Right Places. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Tyler Perry's Far From Grace. Tiger Tail with John Cho. The Willie Buys. The Half of It. Dick Johnson Is Dead. The Kissing Booth 2. The Platform. Crip Camp. Spencer Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. Spike Lee's The Five Blood. Over the Moon. Coffee and Kareem with Ed Helms and Taraji P. Henson. Sergio. Out of the Fire. Lost Girls. I mean, Jingle Jingle. I mean, that's most likely gonna be there'll most likely be other films premiere on Netflix as well, like Sundance is coming out, so it's coming up, so maybe there'll be some, I don't know, maybe Netflix will acquire one of the films over at Sundance. That's always a possibility. But yeah, for the most part, Netflix has a really solid 2020 list. But let me leave you guys. What are some of your anticipated original films, or I should say, what are your most anticipated Netflix original films of the year? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This here is T-Movie signing off.